Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. In this video, I'm giving you a step-by-step guide to beating the new Winter Redemption event. It is out right now, because as you may have seen in my previous video that I just made and released not too long ago, where I showcased every single stage and weapon. As you can see here, this is one of the weapons, and I will show you how to get it, and how to beat every single stage. So, yeah. So first you go over here, and stuff. As you can see, here is the event. Here's the stuff for it, and here's the difficulty meters. So if you want it to be easier, lower it, and if you want it to be harder, raise it. But if you raise it higher than the default one, it's recommended to have a bunch of people with you, because it is very difficult. But if you just want to get the items, put to as low as it wants. But the lower the difficulty meter, the worse the items are. But the higher the difficulty meter, the higher the stats are. So if it's lower, let's say a sword only do 1.2 damage. But if it's at max, it might do something like 2.7 damage. So yeah, go ahead and do that. And you could choose the stuff. But to pick which raid event to do, you have to you have to click pick a raid. And of course, there's a Winter Holiday Redemption, but you could also choose the Old Jesters event one. But you're going to go ahead and click this, and yeah, I would show you all making it, but the starting thing for it takes forever, so yeah. Alright, so here we are in the event, but around at this point you'd be equipping your items. And the items I suggest is, well, I'll show you in a moment, but before you do the event on the higher difficulties, put it down to as low as it could go and quickly do it, so that you could get this weapon, this specific weapon, the Peppermint's Edge. It's it's dropped on the second stage after the first one, but you need it to, well, you don't need it, but it makes it way easier. It increases your defense and regeneration by a lot. Well, not a lot, only 20%. But it's good. It makes a ton of difference. So once you get it, you could go ahead and put it to a higher difficulty. But I have it at 1.2 difficulty, so it's easier to show how to do it. So of course, what you pretty much do is fight Mr. Compressed. He has, his main ability is he shrinks you down into a tiny thing. You can't use any skills or movement skills or dash or double jump. You can only walk around. But if you activate a skill before going into the purple circle, there will be a purple circle I'll show you in a moment. If you activate the ability before going into it, it will activate still. Also, he does have a skill that pretty much one-shots everyone. Not sure which one it is, but just look out for it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all his attacks and stuff, and pretty much what to do for them. Let's see, where is it? Just waiting for him to attack. There's this thing, not really sure what they do, but his main attack is those blue lasers and a large purple sphere. That did way more damage than I thought. That must have been its one-shot skill, but since it's on a lower thing, its one-shot skill don't do much. Here it is, that purple circle. Of course, on higher difficulties, it'll be way larger, but it shrinks you down and completely disables all your skills and sprinting, so you pretty much can't do anything. On harder difficulties, its attacks are just larger in general, so yeah, it's kind of an easy one. The hardest part is hitting it, because it likes to move around a bunch. So I'm going to go ahead and kill it. Alright, cool. You got one. So now on to the next one. Just waiting for it to load. I could cut in between them, but there's only a few seconds in between them. So here we are on the next one. Pretty much just use the same stuff. Yeah. Just gotta wait for the thing to spawn. This one here only has 3 attacks. This large circle of ice attack, that pretty much does next to 0 damage. And it has this ice shard that throws from a long distance. And it has this forward-facing ice path that does tons of damage. If you're not careful, it'll one-shot you. And that's pretty much all it does. Also, it has a melee attack where it goes on full melee and just stands there, but always on you. It pretty much latches onto you while doing this spinny attack with this large circle. It drains your health unless you're blocking. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all those. Come on, attack. Also, it teleports to you. That's the attack that does pretty much no damage. As you can see, it barely hit me. And there's the ice throwing thing. Those also pretty much barely do any damage. Also, there's a spinny attack. If he hits you with this, it individually won't do much damage. But the way he latches onto you, and just, you can't really run out of it since it slows you down, as you can see how slowly I'm walking. So it's very hard to escape. And if you have some movement skill like Tafo's X skill, I suggest using it to get out. And of course there's a circle thing. Just gotta wait for it to use its most powerful thing. This attack. It's normally way larger, but it does tons of damage. It's the highest damaging one, and if you're not careful, it'll literally one-shot you. Yeah, I remember first doing it, then getting one-shotted by it. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill it. It's way easier in first person. Well, for me. And of course it teleports out of your attack, so you gotta aim carefully. And if you ever see it disappear, that means it's right behind you, unless you're doing it with other people. But whenever it teleports, the screen gets like a little effect on it. So yeah, it kind of lets you know when it teleports. So yeah. Also, having a healing skill or weapon would also be useful. If the quirk you're using doesn't have a healing skill, I suggest using a weapon with a healing skill instead of this one. Because without healing, you'll pretty much die. So, yeah. Well, either that or a quirk that buffs your defense a lot. Or both. So as you can see, I beat it. But this is the one that drops this weapon, so go ahead and beat it on the lowest difficulty before doing one with an actual high difficulty. So when you go into the third stage, this one, in my opinion, is the easiest one. The boss does next to no damage, pretty much all the time. And the only difficulty is killing it, because it has a lot more health, and it has a skill that increases its defense by a lot. And it heals, unlike all the other bosses. Well, except for the fourth one, but I'll explain that when I get to it. But it uses chains that latch onto you and pull you towards it, and it has this circle rain ability where it has a bunch of red rainfall. If you get hit by that, it heals it. So try to avoid that. Also has these red circle things that appear from the sky. Those also do some damage, but not much. And that's pretty much all its attacks. Just gonna hit it, so it'll target me. Because if you solo this, they won't target you until you hit them for some reason. Not sure if that's intentional. But of course, in the higher difficulty things, they'll attack way more. And there's the red circle. Normally it's way bigger. But yeah, just gonna attack it some. Because when you lower its health a bunch to like 40%, it'll like have a permanent shield activated and heal way faster. And pretty much get way faster. But the reason it's moving so slowly here is because the difficulty is set to very low. When you raise it a bunch, it'll move way more and stuff. So yeah, just trying to get it to use attacks. I have no idea what that purple thing does. Haven't really seen it do that before. Also, careful on this thing, because there's a high chance that you'll glitch and get permanently stunned. But they'll probably fix that soon, so yeah. Just gotta get to actually attack. Hasn't really done any attacks. Oi, Wraith person, attack. Seems to have issues attacking. What if I attack it? Yeah, see that rain? Normally it's way larger, but when you get hit by it, it rapidly heals it. And the higher the difficulty, the more it heals it. And there's the chain. So, when it uses a chain on you, that means you're gonna be pretty much next to it for the entire time. Meaning, it's a perfect opportunity to hit it. But you don't really need the defense boost thing, so you can use any weapon you want for this one. But this is the easiest one, since as you can see it rarely attacks. But it attacks way more and more frequently on higher difficulties. I'm showing you on lower ones so you can see all its attacks. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and kill it. Of course I don't have it on the lowest one, I have it on 1.2. Don't ask why, I just felt like knowing that. So, yeah. Where'd it go? Also, sometimes it flies up. Don't ask why, it just does. Probably because it just feels like doing that. I'm gonna quickly switch my weapon to one that does actual damage, so I could quickly kill it. Because I know y'all don't want to see me just standing here staring at it, attempting to kill it for like a minute. There it is. It's super easy on lower difficulties, so pretty much no matter what your level is, you could get the items. But if you're higher level and want better items, you just gotta increase the difficulty. So the event is good for all levels, so you don't have to worry if you're too low level. So, yeah. This is, in my opinion, one of the best done events yet. Because it's for pretty much all levels, and no matter what your level is, you could always get the things. And then I killed it. So, yeah. Now, on to the fourth and final one. This one here is the hardest one, because it's a combination of all previous ones. It has the laser things from the first one, and it has the ice attacks and movement things of the second boss. It has the chains and some of the laser attacks and the shield and the healing from the third one. Also, it has tons of health. It's way harder to beat. Also, it does way more damage, as you can see. It's pretty much a combination of all the previous ones. As you can see there, they actually did damage, unlike all the previous ones. That one didn't even hit me. But you can see how it's doing the ice attacks, how it's using the laser things, and the shield. Let's see what else it does. Well, I pretty much know what it does, but just trying to show y'all. Just gotta attack it a bunch. But you saw the laser thing from the third stage. But also they put it on the second stage one with the ice to make it even harder. This one is very difficult, and I haven't even seen it beaten on the hardest difficulty yet. Not even sure if it's possible. So, yeah, just gotta show you last few attacks. Come on, attack me. They do not normally attack this slowly, it's just because low difficulty. I've said that like 50 times. So, come on, attack. But this is suggested to have more than like 3 people. If you're doing it higher than the lower difficulty. If you do it by its default difficulty, you'll definitely need multiple people, because even a max level can't solo it. Well, they could, it'd just be very difficult. And you would have to land all your attacks, because its healing is overpowered in the later ones, like farther, higher up difficulties. So yeah, just gonna show you all killing it real quick. So I pretty much showed you all of its attacks. And of course, it could still do the teleport thing. Literally just a combination of all previous bosses. And it combines all their health too. So if you think any of the previous bosses were hard, you'll definitely think this one is. Because it's literally just combining all 3 of them. So, yeah. Just gonna quickly kill it. As you can see, I'm doing less damage due to the shield. Because the shield is very inconvenient. It's hard to hit. The hardest part about this is hitting it. Well, not if it's higher difficulty, but still. If I'm just doing it for the first time on a lower difficulty, the hardest part for you will be hitting it, since it likes to dodge around, as you can see there. Also, the ice makes it hard to hit. If it wasn't for the ice, it'd be way easier, but the ice is a fun challenge. It's new to the game, and hasn't really been done before. So, it's a very cool concept, just like the entire event. And this is taking longer than expected to kill it. And I've said pretty much all the words I could think of to prolong me not having to stop the recording to quickly kill it, then continue. And yeah. Alrighty, that's pretty much dead, so I can show you all it dying. It took like 20 seconds to do this. And all of those hits missed. So did that one. There we go. But once you kill it, you might get the sword thing. The, like, Excalibur or something. I can't really remember what it's called, but something like that. So yeah, that was all for this video. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and goodbye.